The truth about your three options with women. Hello everybody, and welcome to One Mail. In this video, I want to talk to you about the three types of women you'll come across in your life. Before we start, I just want to say that there is no right or wrong answer here. What type of woman you want to be with is up to you. But I think it's essential for you to know what each type entails to make the best decision for yourself. So let's jump in. The three options I'll give you are all from the same person, Jack Gatsby, who posted it on Reddit. He stated that once you understand the nature of women, you have three options when dealing with them. Option 1 is to change yourself to adapt to the way women are and continue playing the game, the red pill method. This involves learning about female psychology and using that knowledge to your advantage. While this approach can be successful, it requires a lot of effort and can be challenging to maintain in the long term. Additionally, it can be challenging to remain true to yourself if you're constantly changing who you are to try and please others. If you decide to take this route, make sure you're ready to commit to it fully. Women adore rivalry. On paper, it appears to be the alpha way, yet everything still revolves around women in some way. The technique is quite different. In recent years, there has been an increase in men who are popping the red pill and waking up to the realities of modern dating. The red pill method is based on the premise that you may transform yourself to adapt to the way women are and continue playing the game. This entails studying female psychology as well as adopting specific habits and mindsets. While some may consider this to be manipulative, the truth is that it may be an effective method to negotiate the dating scene. And when done honestly and with integrity, it can be an advantageous way to connect with women. So taking the red pill might be worth trying if you're having trouble with your dating life. It can be just what you need to make things right. Option 2 is to dismiss your revelation and tell yourself that not all women are like that, and that you will look for women who will adore you for who you are. Many men choose this because they can't stand being alone for long periods. Unfortunately, they do not seem to realize that there is no such woman who will genuinely adore them for who they are. Many ladies do not love. The best they can do is like you, but it's not you that they like. They appreciate what you offer them, what you have, and how you make people feel. It's all about them, not you. Some men choose to be in relationships for the wrong reasons. They mistakenly believe that having a partner will cure their loneliness or make them feel more complete. However, this is not always the case. Many women do not genuinely love the men they are with. Instead, they may appreciate what the men offer them regarding material possessions or emotional support. This is not to say that all women are like this, but it is important to be aware of the possibility before getting too emotionally invested in a relationship. Otherwise, you may end up being hurt and disappointed down the line. Option 3. Take a step back from the game and go your own way. This is the most reasonable option. MGTOW, or men going their way, is a movement on the rise. More and more men are choosing to step back from relationships with women and society, and there are good reasons for this. MGTOW men have seen firsthand how marriages often end in divorce, leaving them financially and emotionally shattered. They've also witnessed how the family court system is biased against men and how fathers are increasingly denied visitation rights to their children. In addition, MGTOW men are tired of shouldering most of the financial burden for dates and relationships, only to be taken advantage of emotionally and sexually. As a result, they're choosing to opt out of the game entirely. And who can blame them? MGTOW men simply take a step back to assess the situation and then make the best decision for themselves. After all, isn't that what we all should be doing? This is the one I chose, and I even composed a song about it called "To Be Alone." Option 1 for Jack is the PUA approach, not just the red pill way. So, as long as you can take the emotional drama of false claims, you should be fine. They have girlfriends, but nothing long-term that lasts more than 6 months. Your three possibilities are pretty similar to the MGTOW levels. The second level is about having a short-term relationship, which appears to be choosing one. Your second alternative seems like the purple pill type of guy relationship. This is when you have situational awareness and are married to a hottie. This is the first level of MGTOW. In this instance, you must always have this leash above your head, ready to fall and kill you. This is the riskier of the first two options. Option 3 is MGTOW mode, which corresponds to level 3, where you choose to ghost women in relationships. MGTOW level 4 is where he ghosts everyone and completely withdraws from society. So Jack, look at the levels. They're nothing new. If they hadn't shadow banned us, you could have seen some YouTube content about this one. Take a look at these 3 options for more information. The first option for dating in short to medium term is to keep ladies wondering about whether you'll stay with them or not because you're also dating other women. AK's spinning plates will earn you sex, and you can lure ladies on, which is not tricky. However, if they discover you are not severe, they may become insane. You'll have to cope with the fallout. I advise avoiding moving in with them. When you discover the first sign of problems, leave them alone and cut them off. I had a similar experience and was upset at myself for placing myself in a situation where I had feelings for a woman. When things ended, I had to deal with emotional ramifications. The good news is that the more I did this, the more tired I grew of relationships. I eventually reached the second stage of red pill fury. As a result, I've been free of partnerships for the past 7 years. Option 1 still revolves around women and paying attention to them. I'm just delighted I got my diploma from MGTOW. Your second choice is something that red pill males have embraced. They can't keep it in their pants and want women to like them even though it's impossible. Men are often seen as the aggressors in relationships, but the truth is that they can be just as vulnerable as women regarding love. A man will often fall head over heels for a woman who doesn't return his affections. He may tell himself that she just needs time to realize how perfect they are for each other, but the painful truth is that she may never see him in that way. In many cases, the best thing a man can do is move on and find someone who loves him back. Otherwise, he risks spending his life pining away for someone who will never love him back. Option 3, which I chose, also works for me, but not for all guys. Some employ working girls, which should be considered option number 4. I'm not suggesting taking this lightly. At least 2 men who have been spoken to have had to face the penalties of jail time. In addition, many places in the United States have embraced a new model of prostitution in which males who take illicit services are punished rather than women who sell the service. The government appears to be the only legal pimp, and you usually need a marriage license if you want to have regular intercourse while being socially respectable. If you are not searching for intercourse, you can enter the friend zone, similar to choice 5. But I don't recommend that until you get anything in return from women who are supposed to be your pals. While it is certainly possible to have a close friendship with someone of the opposite sex, there are also several potential benefits to being friends with someone of the same sex. For one thing, same-sex friendships tend to be less complicated than those between men and women. No need to worry about romantic feelings getting in the way or making things official. Additionally, friends of the same sex can often relate to one another in ways that those of the opposite sex cannot. They may be more likely to share similar interests and experiences, and as a result, they can provide a unique level of support and understanding. Finally, same-sex friendships can offer an opportunity to develop more profound levels of intimacy and trust. In many ways, these friendships can be some of our most rewarding relationships. It's ok if she provides you with constructive feedback, but if you're here, entertain her for the sake of nothing more than keeping her company. A highly intellectual woman with practical talents and a life passion is not trying to dominate his life. In fact, she likely views him as an equal and is only looking for someone who can provide the same intellectual stimulation and challenge that she does. She likely has many interests outside of work and is always looking for new hobbies or pursuits. A relationship with this type of woman would be one in which both partners constantly learn and grow together. There would be endless conversations, debates, and a shared love of learning new things. She needs a pastime or preoccupation that will occupy some of her time but will not irritate me. I don't want to be with someone who treats me like a free repairman or activities man. I will only spend time with them if they give value to my life. Perhaps she assists me with my business, but does not interfere with it. I've had women like this at first, but then tried to control me. If it happens, I will leave. This time, I make it a point to remind them that if something like that happens again, I will not tolerate it. If you are seeking a partner who will stimulate your mind and challenge you to be your best self, Look for a brilliant woman with practical talents and a life passion. I'm going to talk about the brutal truth of modern women. Many people might not want to hear it, but it's time we face the facts. I believe that feminism has failed women. In this video, I will explain why I think this movement has ultimately let us down and what we can do to change it. So sit down and make sure to click this video. If you enjoyed today's video, you would surely love this one as well.